A dangerous vaccination gap is putting UK teenagers at risk as meningitis B cases surge across Kent. Students and older teens remain unprotected against the specific strain causing the current outbreak, despite younger children receiving routine MenB vaccination since 2015. The outbreak has exposed a critical flaw in Britain's immunization strategy, where those aged 16 and above fall outside the standard vaccination schedule. Health experts are now questioning whether the program should be extended to include university-bound students who face higher infection risks in crowded dormitories and social settings. The MenB strain can cause life-threatening meningitis and sepsis, with symptoms developing rapidly and potentially proving fatal within hours. This situation mirrors vaccination challenges faced globally, where age-specific gaps in immunization programs can leave vulnerable populations exposed to preventable diseases. Authorities are urgently reviewing whether emergency vaccination campaigns should be launched to protect students before the next academic term begins. Britain's MI5 intelligence service will pay compensation to a woman systematically abused by a neo-Nazi agent who exploited his security clearance to torment his partner. The landmark settlement follows a damning BBC investigation from 4 years ago that exposed how the operative used his privileged position within the domestic intelligence agency to facilitate psychological and physical abuse. The agent leveraged his security service credentials to intimidate his victim and evade accountability for his violent behavior. The case has raised serious questions about MI5's vetting procedures and oversight of personnel with extremist sympathies. Intelligence sources confirm the agent had access to sensitive national security information while harboring neo-Nazi beliefs and engaging in domestic violence. This scandal highlights growing concerns about far-right infiltration of security services worldwide, with similar cases emerging across Europe and North America. The compensation payment represents a rare public acknowledgement by MI5 of institutional failure, and parliamentary oversight committees are demanding comprehensive reviews of security clearance protocols to prevent future infiltration by extremist elements. British homebuyers are facing a mortgage crisis as typical new loan costs have skyrocketed by £788 annually in just 2 weeks. Lenders across the UK have aggressively hiked interest rates and withdrawn hundreds of mortgage products as ongoing international conflicts create unprecedented market uncertainty. The dramatic surge affects millions of potential homebuyers and existing borrowers seeking to remortgage, with many now priced out of the housing market entirely. Financial institutions cite volatile government bond yields and inflation concerns stemming from geopolitical tensions as primary drivers behind the rate increases. Some major lenders have completely suspended new mortgage applications, leaving prospective buyers in limbo. The crisis echoes similar housing market disruptions seen during previous economic upheavals, but the speed of deterioration has caught industry experts off guard. First-time buyers are particularly vulnerable, with many seeing their purchasing power slashed overnight. Housing economists warn this could trigger a broader property market correction, potentially leading to negative equity for recent purchasers and a significant slowdown in construction activity nationwide. At least 100 people have been killed in a devastating Pakistani airstrike that targeted a drug rehabilitation center in Kabul, Afghanistan. Forensic laboratory sources report that many victims were injured beyond recognition, highlighting the catastrophic scale of destruction at the facility. The attack represents a significant escalation in cross-border tensions between Pakistan and Taliban-controlled Afghanistan, with Pakistani forces claiming they were targeting militant positions. However, the strike's impact on a civilian rehabilitation facility has drawn international condemnation and raised serious questions about intelligence accuracy and proportionality. The drug treatment center was reportedly housing dozens of patients undergoing addiction therapy when the missile struck during daylight hours. Afghanistan faces a severe narcotics crisis, with rehabilitation facilities serving as crucial lifelines for those battling opium and heroin addiction. This incident threatens to destabilize already fragile relations between the neighboring countries and could prompt retaliatory actions from Taliban forces. Regional observers warn that escalating military confrontations could undermine broader stability efforts and humanitarian aid operations across the volatile border region. A Utah jury has found Bereavement author Corey Richins guilty of murdering her husband by serving him a fentanyl-laced drink in March 2022. The shocking verdict reveals how Richins, who wrote a children's book about grief following her husband's death, had actually orchestrated his killing using the deadly synthetic opioid. Evidence presented during trial showed she deliberately administered the lethal dose while her husband was at home, making his death appear accidental initially. The case has captivated national attention due to its disturbing irony. Richins profited from writing about loss and bereavement while being responsible for creating that very tragedy. Prosecutors successfully demonstrated premeditation, showing Richins had acquired fentanyl specifically to kill her spouse, likely for financial gain through life insurance policies. The conviction highlights the growing crisis of fentanyl-related deaths across America, where the drug has become a weapon of choice for domestic homicides due to its extreme potency and initial difficulty to detect. Richins now faces life imprisonment, and her case serves as a chilling reminder of how perpetrators can hide behind facades of grief and victimhood.